Hello there, Gemini. It's so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm grateful that you're here. So today we are doing a special reading. We're asking Spirit, what lessons are you learning on your soul's path right now? And what is your soul's purpose? So we'll be taking a look at some of the overall energies you might be experiencing right now and how they play out in your soul's path and as part of your soul's purpose journey. So, and if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. Okay, so let's get into your reading. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at the animal spirit that is on this journey with you. Wombat spirit, be at home. Okay, I think you've had this energy before, Gemini, recently. You know, it is about being comfortable with yourself. It's called a wombat, but it's so interesting when I picked this up and I started getting some energy from it. It's kind of like you may have felt like you've been batted. You know, like people have been batting you maybe your whole life. Like bopping you on the head or on the shoulders, not necessarily injuring you, okay? But enough to get you to nudge to go in the direction that they wanted you to go in. But you've been getting this from so many different people and situations in your life that you may even not know, like, who you are, right? Or you may have experienced that feeling. You may have had a tower moment where it was kind of like, the rug was pulled out from underneath you and you were like, okay, whoa, wait a minute, I don't even know who I am. So part of your soul's purpose, your path, is becoming comfortable with who you are, with the love, the light that you are shining, and how you shine it. Because I feel as there may have been a lot of people in your life that have tried to dim or bat away your light, almost as in an energy of trying to get you off of your soul's path. It's almost like a part of your journey is just trying to find your path, to stay on the path, even once you find it. I feel like even once you kind of maybe find your soul's purpose and you're kind of like, yes, I think I got it, I'm on my path, then it's like something or someone comes in and bats you or pushes you off the path. So really interesting energy there, much different than the others. So let's see what your soul's traveler card has. Okay, there we go. Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. See, I feel like you're coming into this sense of being able to be at home, no longer allowing people, situations to push you out. It's like getting your focus. I almost feel like, oh, now I have my focus and no one, like, perhaps we'll have to see when we go into the tarot. It may be about building healthy boundaries. Part of your soul's purpose is learning how to build healthy boundaries in order to stay focused on your path, in order to move forward, in order for these energies to not be able to come in and push you off. And because you are learning that, then you can take that wisdom and help other people who perhaps have had difficulty staying on their path, staying very focused. It's, interesting because I feel like you're in a brand new cycle with this transformation, and it's saying a fresh new way of living emerges. Like, I feel as if you're entering this new cycle at this time where you are not going to allow people to bat you, bop you on the head. Oh, Gemini. Emotions are running high, supermoon. Yeah. I feel like there's, I don't want to say, bad forces or anything. I feel like this is part of your journey, of understanding. It's even like this, this bird, this hawk or eagle, is has the wings out, and to me, it's almost like, yes, before I took it, before I let you bounce me around and confuse me about what my soul's path is, my soul's purpose is. But guess what? Now I can fly higher. I can fly over you. I have big wings that I can bop you with. Nobody's getting in my way anymore. And I feel as if when you step into that energy, you may have a lot of people kind of coming at you, trying to get you, like almost like a lot of people, a lot of energies coming, trying to push you off your path because it's like the final lesson or something. But not to worry. The message here is you have earned your wings. Really nice. You're going to be able to fly over whatever this is so that you can feel at home. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at what your overall soul's purpose is. And, the obstacle that you might have at this time in, staying on that path. So, okay. Interesting energy. Okay, let me sit with this for a minute because okay, so Gemini, it's okay. I'm trying to put this into words. Okay, your soul's purpose, the reason you are here, all of the lessons that you are learning, okay, is about building community. Now, that could mean your family. It could mean the community you live in. It could mean your country. It could mean pulling people from all over the globe to build some type of maybe community, even on the internet. Maybe you start a YouTube channel or something and you build a community of like-minded people. It's really interesting. Here's the interesting part. I feel like you haven't been able to find your community yet. Because every time it's almost, all these people that have been batting you, a lot of times you're such a loving soul. You're so friendly, right? You're a people pleaser. You're mutable. You can transform yourself to fit any situation, which is wonderful, except that you have been transforming yourself to fit the situation that other people have been batting you around in order to fit you into the mold, right? But when you're fitting into the mold of other people instead of yourself, then what you're doing is you're fitting into a community you don't belong to. So, Gemini, this may not resonate with everyone, but if you throughout your life have felt that you never fit in, okay? So you could have been born into a family where you feel like you didn't really fit in, like you had different interests than everybody else, or maybe you had a different hair color than everybody else in your family, or a different eye color, and you were like, why am I in this family? I don't even have the same hair as everybody else, right? Or you don't have the same interest as everybody else. So you may at a very early age either felt like you either didn't fit in, or that you were kind of almost like forced to fit in with your family. So say you enjoy hiking, but everybody in your family enjoys, I don't know, playing football or something. And you're like, I don't like playing football. I don't like contact sports. I like being out in nature looking at the butterflies. But you started playing football just so that you could have a community. It's like your soul's purpose is about being at home with yourself and finding a community of people that are like-minded. And I feel like you may be the leader needing to step into this energy of, wait a minute, I don't have to transform myself in order to fit in where I am. I'll be at home with myself and I'll start my own soul tribe. However that might mean. That might mean, your own soul tribe family, or, a community of some sort of like-minded people. It's learning to be at home with who you are and attracting then the people in your life that are part of that community, that see things the same way that you do. Gemini, there's a really sad energy in your heart, or in my heart space, because here's the hard thing. I feel like you haven't found a true soulmate, because the once again, it's kind of like you may have felt like you were constantly being molded into people, situations, communities, even maybe long-term relationships, or romantic relationships that you didn't really fit into. Like, you may have even been married and felt like, I don't even really, fit in. It's such a weird, the person that you were with just didn't get you. That's the energy I get. Like, you're in search of somebody that gets you. And the problem is that I feel like you're not really sure who you are at this time. Or you're coming into just understanding who you are. Part of it is because your entire life you've been bounced around, told, how to feel. I feel like for you, there are emotions that are coming up about, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not in the right community. It's almost like you have to go start your own community. It's coming into peace with who you are, and then understanding that you are becoming the leader of a new community. However that fits. Chopping out, chop wood is about, doing the daily things that you need to do. In order, like chop wood. If you want fire in your fireplace every day, you have to go out and you have to chop the wood. It's about doing those things on a daily basis, including meditating and keeping your mind at peace, grounding yourself, in order to mend your own heart. And then look at this. You're leaving. I feel like part of this is that you are taking flight. You are leaving whatever situation you may find yourself in right now. I feel like a lot of you are actually moving, like physically moving to a new location. It's kind of like, I've got to go search for, it's this longing, Gemini, that these emotions are running high. They're running high within me. This searching, like, I feel like a lot of you might be light workers, like you're a lighthouse, like you're coming into owning your own light, and now you're shining your light out to the world, which is going to help to bring in this community of like-minded people. Your biggest obstacle here is finding a soulmate. I feel like there's a part of you that thinks, if I just had one person that got me. I mean, I'm really emotional about this. Like, I really sending out lots of hugs and love to you, because there's this strong emotion of, if I could just find one person that got me, right? I would feel like I belong. There's a sense of not belonging, of wanting to belong. But the message I'm getting here is understanding you belong. You belong. You belong with spirit. You have, you belong to yourself. You are one with yourself. Being understanding that is a good part of just understanding that you are good enough. You know, you don't have to change yourself. Brene Brown has that book, Belonging. It's very good, you know. Maybe something, she has a lot of videos on YouTube too. You may want to check that out. So, okay, so now we're going to, this is already intense, Gemini. Take a deep breath. So what we're going to do is take a look at your light attributes and your shadow. The light is your gifts, your talents, you know, you're part of your soul's purpose, what you have to offer to the world, how you shine your love and light out to others. Your shadow attributes are the pain that is inside that is helping you to overcome, you know, overcoming, healing some pain within you so that you can step into shining your light. I'm really interested, you know, especially with this reading, I feel like you're at a time where you are healing that shadow attribute. And Gemini, we all have light and shadow. You know, sometimes the word shadow is a little scary, right? But it's about embracing all of the light, the shadow within us, loving every part of it, understanding that, you know, that's who we are. And sure, we're always trying to transform into, you know, a higher version of ourselves, right? But understanding that you're perfect exactly how you are right now. So let's take a look at what your light attribute is. And your shadow. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so overall, you have the saboteur. The light attribute is that highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Okay, so I feel like that is part of it, right? I mean, this is like so intense. Understanding that you can do this by yourself. Gemini, I feel like this is a message that you have all the tools. You are the magician. You have all the tools that you need in order to empower yourself. That you don't have to rely on other people. I feel like you may be in a situation right now where you are kind of almost being tested. Things are not coming so easily to you at this time, and you're feeling like maybe you need the help of other people. But this is part of your learning how to self-empower, you know, your own energies in order to, you know, come into power of yourself, of creating the life that you want for yourself, because you are being called to be a leader. And a leader knows that they have all the tools, everything that they need, that, you know, they may delegate some activities to other people or something, but they also understand that in order to be a good leader, they have to have a lot of self-confidence in themselves. You may, especially over the last, I'm going to say 6 to 8, I have 8, possibly 8, the last 8 years, really being opened up to being almost forced by the universe for you to step into situations or being put into situations where you have to rely on yourself, where, you know, suddenly people leave your life or your job is gone or whatever, and you're having to become more and more self-reliant. It's so that you are building the self-confidence to know that you can be the leader of this community. The shadow side induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. You know, to me, it is perhaps the self-destructive behaviors that are coming out, that energy. This is, you know, not doing the things that you need to do, kind of being a little bit lazy or falling into victim mode, right? You know, oh, I lost my job, you know, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do next. You know, Gemini, that's not really you. But That is looking at the habits that you have in your life and how are they helping you to self-empower yourself. Really interesting. A lot of that Virgo energy there. So your strength, your light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power. Once again, there's a way that you have, and Gemini, this is so you. You are so charming, right? You because you're so mutable, you know how to be friendly and fit into every situation. This is coming into play as part of your being a leader in some type of community, of understanding that it is your friendly nature. You could have even had people on your path that have told you you're too friendly or too outgoing or too whatever, right? And you may have even toned that down a little bit because, people in your life were like, but that is actually not correct, right? You are friendly, you are outgoing, you are charming, and that is what you need to keep in mind. That is a special gift and talent that you have been given because it is that light, that energy, that charisma that you have that is going to help to bring in fellow travelers, right? Like-minded people into this community that you are being asked to build. You are definitely being asked to build some type of community and to lead those people. Now, the shadow side, and this is where I feel like these emotions are coming up high. You have child orphan. So this is the energy. Your shadow is what you are trying to heal. So this could be from your childhood in this lifetime. It could be, your past lives. So it's feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Okay, so seeking inappropriate surrogate families. That is where you have had difficulties in the past of not feeling like you belong. Because you didn't feel for some reason, even maybe as a child in this lifetime, that you just didn't fit in. So you've been seeking, groups of people, communities, other families that maybe you could fit in, and then molding yourself because you are so mutable, molding yourself to those families, those communities, those situations. But they were not meant for you. So then the universe or divine would come in and remove that situation for you. The whole reason, if you have been in one situation after another where you felt like you didn't belong or people suddenly left your life and you weren't even really sure why, okay? It's because you were being called to be at home with yourself, to feel like you belong to yourself, to be at home, at peace with yourself, to understand that you can rely on yourself. You may have felt, these feelings of abandonment are very strong. You may have felt abandoned at a very young age, either in this lifetime or in a previous life. You may have, been abandoned, struggled, barely surviving in some way, right? Especially in a past life. So in this lifetime, you're looking to try to find safety and security in a group, right? We are all looking for a soul tribe because when we have a group around us, there's safety in numbers, that type of energy. So I feel like the problem here is that you're seeking out a community to help keep you safe, but what your purpose here is to understand that you can provide that safety for yourself, that you can rely on yourself. And when you step into that energy, you are also going to attract other people that are like-minded, like you, that see the world, have the same amount of self-awareness or enlightenment that you do. And at the same time, you will also meet a soul mate. that, wow, this is a really deep love, a really deep love. This could be somebody, if you're feeling like you're on a twin flame connection, this could be somebody that has been on your path in the past and maybe you're not with now. And part of that twin flame journey is understanding that you can rely on yourself. You can be successful in this life without your twin. And then when you do find that success, that self-confidence, that loving of yourself, accepting of yourself, then your twin would return. Yeah, this person is not coming in until you can be at your home, at home with yourself, that you love yourself. This is an energy of loving yourself for who you are and not trying to conform to what other people want you to be in order to love you. I feel like you've hit one group after another that was just like, yeah, Gemini, you need to change. You need to change this about you or this about you. And then I'll love you, you know? And you're finally going to meet somebody that truly loves you for who you are. But first you have to step into the energy of loving yourself for who you are. The light and the shadow, right? Loving every single bit of yourself and your journey. And I feel like when you do that, you are truly going to be like inspiring to others. You know, starting some type of community where you can share your wisdom that you have gained on your path with others that have also felt like they haven't belonged. All right, let's go to the tarot and see how, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, 5 of Cups on the bottom. Feelings of abandonment. You know, you know, you may have a tendency to look at what you've lost instead of what you still have. You know, trying to find victory, success in your life, trying to work with others, you know, doing what, almost a little bit of doing whatever anybody else wants in order to feel like you belong, you know. It's been a long journey. You've been through a lot of battles, Gemini. You've been through a lot of battles on this. I'm happy to say it really does look, you know, it said a new, fresh way of living emerges. I feel like you are on a new path. Your present energy is the Ace of Wands. You know, being inspired, saying, okay, I'm just going to follow my path and see who can come onto my path, who will join me on this path. You know, we just had the full moon in Scorpio, you know, allowing these emotions of abandonment coming up and releasing them. We still have that energy for a couple more days. So it might be something that you want to do is, you know, look at these feelings and go ahead and try to release them. Acknowledge them. That's all we are really asked to do, is to acknowledge them. When we acknowledge our fears and our pain, sometimes just acknowledging it is all that we need to do in order to heal it. But I feel like you are being inspired. We're coming into Gemini season, so happy birthday, Gemini. We're coming into Gemini season. I feel like it's almost like, it's kind of like, okay, I think I'm ready. You know, you've fought a lot of battles and you're still standing, you know. Yeah, that song, you know, I'm still standing, you know, I don't sing very well. You know, just kind of like, yeah, okay, you know, I got this. It really is. It's this sense of, hey, I got this. 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups. Oh my gosh. The Chariot. Victory, success, moving forward, finally. It is, you get this success. You get this inspiration when you understand that, oh my gosh, it's this energy of understanding that you can survive. You do belong to yourself, of embracing who you are, of loving who you are, of going after what it is that you truly want. It has changed. Your perspective of life has changed. because it used to be that you were willing to do whatever in order to be accepted by other people. No, I'm going to be me, and I will attract the people who love me for who I am. Really interesting energy of, being inspired to finally go in a new direction, to walk away from situations where people maybe didn't want you to be who you are. Understanding, wait a minute, that doesn't do anything for me, right? I'm here to shine my light. I'm going to go shine my light, follow my heart's desire. Some of you may be moving, maybe moving towards water. I'm getting that. But understanding, no, I have this charm. I have this potential for power. I'm stepping into my power. I'm turning up the heat of my charm, and I'm going out there, stepping into that energy of being charming, being yourself. And, if people don't like it, you're fine with it. It's like, that's okay. There's enough people out there that I will find the people that I will attract the people that want to be part of my life, my soul tribe. Because your obstacle right now, your area of resistance is Five of Wands. Knowing that you need to change something and tired of the competition. Once again, I feel like you may have felt like you've been judged your whole life, being asked to change a lot, having a lot of drama in your life. The people in your life constantly batting you, wanting you to go in a different direction, doing something different. You know that you can't, you have to change something, because you're not going to change the people in your life. So it's kind of like, okay, then the transformation begins with me, right? So Four of Swords, the Devil, the Hierophant, Seven of Cups. Looking at your options, getting ready to look at your options. Trying to heal. You were attached to, fitting into something that was kind of maybe traditional, or what your family wanted, or what your friends or your community wanted from you. Being really attached to that. But now what you're understanding is, no, I have to detach from that. I have to go find my own beliefs. I have to follow my own heart. I have to live the person that I am. I have to live my own life, and healing, understanding that when you step into this energy of truly being who you are, shining your light and love, being as charming as you want to be, stepping into your own power, that you can do the true healing of these feelings of abandonment. Okay, I'm getting this message that one of the things to think about, Gemini, is that when you try to fit in to other, what did it say? Surrogate families, right? When you try to fit into other groups, when you try to belong, what you're really doing is abandoning yourself, your true self. So, it's a little bit of taking a look at that and recognizing that when you try to fit in order to belong, to have a feeling of belonging, what you're really doing is abandoning yourself. And that might be why when you get into a community, you may initially feel, oh, I found a community, they like me, I can be here. And then after a while, you're kind of like, oh, these people are really irritating me or annoying me, or what, it's because you've abandoned yourself. So you still have that the feeling of abandonment, even when you are in a group that you think you may want to belong to, or you are accepting as your surrogate family. Really interesting energy there. Something to think about. It's about trusting yourself enough, committing to yourself, instead of maybe over-committing or committing to belonging to a certain group. Committing to belonging to yourself, keeping your own commitments. Okay, so your advice here is the Six of Cups. it's about healing this inner child, of healing this sense of being abandoned. Understanding that, sometimes especially if you had somewhat of a difficult childhood, you may feel like, well, everybody else had a nicer childhood than I did. Unfortunately, we all have inner child wounds from childhood. They come out in different ways. They're manifested in different ways. But this is how we are opened up to being able to learn the lessons that we need to learn. I do feel there's this strong sense of, you may not have wanted to truly look at how you may have looked at your childhood and said, yeah, well, I may not have felt like I belonged with my family, but my childhood was really okay, right? And I'm not saying that it wasn't, but it's about don't gloss over the fact that you still didn't feel like you belonged, that there is some sense of feeling abandoned. And I feel like that is the key to the healing, is to recognize just how abandoned you may have felt at a very soul level. Yeah, going within, having the strength. Wow, this is huge, Gemini. Two of Pentacles. I feel like you've been toying with the idea of looking at this, but with this full moon in Scorpio, the emotions are running high. These emotions are wanting to come out. It is how you are going to do this final healing process. Really be very compassionate with yourself at this time. It's about going within, understanding that you have the strength and the courage to look at how, this sense of not belonging really started in your childhood because of some, situation, that you may have, it's in your subconscious, there are the fears of abandonment, understanding how you may have, really molded yourself to the beliefs of your family in order to stay attached to them, to have the security of having a family, of not being out on your own maybe at a really young age. So you conformed to this family. And you may have in some way kind of like glossed over, the hurt, the pain that you've had since childhood in this situation. And once again, all you're being asked to do is to recognize these feelings of abandonment, of rejection, of just looking at it, accepting it, is really all you have to do in order to heal it. And, forgiveness for the situation, forgiveness for the people involved in it, and also forgiveness for yourself of, perhaps not, of glossing it over. I feel like the glossing it over part, because Gemini, you're such a positive person. So you can have the tendency to put a positive spin on situations instead of looking at the true nature of the pain involved in it. So the outcome, here you are, the single lady. Okay, gender doesn't matter. It's the energy of being free and independent, of truly understanding that you are self-reliant, of stepping into this, self-empowerment, right? Understanding that, looking at your fear of being self-empowered, of being able to rely on yourself, of building the life that you really and truly want to build for yourself, and being able to do it on your own, okay, is going to help you to step into the energy of being able to be a leader for a larger community. It's a nice energy of having, the Nine of Pentacles has a wonderful life, has more money than she needs. So she has extra money to have fun. She's enjoying her career, enjoys her family and her friends. It's an energy of, you have everything you need except the soulmate. But you have to get into this energy, Gemini. You have to get into this energy before the soulmate can come in, the true soulmate. Yeah, working. Yeah, Queen of Cups, loving yourself, loving your life. Really and truly, after a long time, stepping into your own power. Understanding that part of it is not allowing some of these self-destructive behaviors or habits that you maybe have had in order, we have these in order to kind of like, escape, some of the feelings that are underlying. So, if you have a habit that you would like to break, okay, taking a look at why am I trying to escape? What am I escaping from? This could be drinking, this could be playing video games, this could be, just, not doing the things that you need to do every day to be the best version of yourself. Stepping into the energy of not abandoning yourself, of not abandoning the promises that you are making to yourself is the key to stepping into this energy of the Nine of Pentacles. Understanding that when you truly love yourself, the everything else will fall into place. The people, the situations that work out to help you to feel like you can belong. But part of it is creating, I feel like your work is really important, your career, that this is going to be highlighted. You may, you are very good at communicator, teacher, right? I think that's going to come part of your play, potential for power, being, maybe a speaker, or a writer, writing books or articles, to help other people to find their soul's soul mate, their soul tribe, to feel like belonging, but recognizing first that you have to belong to yourself. You can't abandon yourself. This is such a strong message of not abandoning yourself. Because when you mold yourself to belong to a group that really isn't the group for you, right? You're abandoning yourself. When you are actually in a group of like-minded people that accept you for who you are, Gemini, when you are at home with yourself and then at home with the people that love you no matter what, right? Then you fall in love with yourself, and you also attract in a true soulmate that also, look at these penguins, just embracing each other. Okay, so let's take a look at your soul truth card here. All right, so we have, what am I grateful for right now? Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and think of 3 things for which you are grateful today. Notice the abundance growing within you. So I'll put that up there for a minute. It is, I feel like you may have, because we had the strength card, you may have been for a long time very fearful of being by yourself, of not wanting to be by yourself. So the fear came in and kind of took over perhaps for a while. And now you are willing to go within, to notice, to know that you're going to be, you're going to meet the people, the family, the soulmate that is truly meant for you. When you have the power to step into, when you have the strength, the courage to step into your own power. And the first step to do that is to be grateful for everything, all the people, all the situations, all the lessons that you have been learning, to being really grateful for everything that is so spectacular about you, so charming, right? What you really have to offer to the world, because I feel like that has just been, people have just, on your journey have been trying to keep that down. But embracing it and saying, okay, I may not have anybody walking with me at this time, but that's okay, because I am stepping into an energy of being who I really am, being at home with myself, and understanding that as I move into that energy, there will be more people that come onto my path that want to be with me. Well, Gemini, please be, wow, okay, conflict. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time. Okay, and I feel like that is these feelings of abandonment, rejection, are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love, not what you think you should do. And, I think that's where this internal conflict is coming from. You've been taught, in some way that there is a certain way you're supposed to behave or do or think. But your heart is calling you to go in a different direction, to understand, to look at these feelings that you have lying underneath, that are causing this conflict within you, to do that healing, to detach from these feelings, or detach from these these beliefs that you have to have certain people or situations in your life. For some of you, you may be holding on to a surrogate family at this time that, that is not supportive, and yet at the same time, you can't bring yourself to leaving that soul tribe that you're in, or that community that you're in, because you feel like, but those people are in my life. Who am I to leave people that are in my life? I'm abandoning them. I have issues with abandonment, and now I'm abandoning them. The key here is to remember there is something about you are abandoning yourself when you allow yourself to stay in situations that are not good for yourself, right? Or good for your highest good. It's about understanding that you have to embrace yourself, to love yourself. And then with that, you will bring in the community that truly is on your path. And you do have somebody, Gemini, that wants to come in. It's all about stepping onto your path, being where you are, where you want to be, listening to your heart and moving in that direction, and not feeling like you're abandoning other people in your life, making sure that you are loving yourself enough that you're not going to abandon yourself. Wow. This is the huge transformation. I would love to hear in the comments how this might resonate with you. And Gemini, I do send you so much love and hugs as you're going through this. Please be very compassionate with yourself. And I do personal readings if you're interested. The link is in the description box below. But I do send you so much love and light. If you've resonated with this message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all your support on my channel. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.